Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host and energy alchemist, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson, and I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to create a daily routine that helps you, number one, calibrate and elevate your energy, number two, connect with your inner guidance, and number three, navigate challenges with ease and grace. And who doesn't need more of that? Lord knows I do. And that's why I do it, and that's why I teach it, because I use the tips and the strategies that I share here for myself. I literally spend all day calibrating my energy. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. It's true. A lot of things are going on. Right now, we are in a powerful time. I talk about this all the time. I feel the energy is just strong. It is intense. And people are feeling all sorts of things, emotionally, spiritually, even physically. Maybe you're feeling like that heart fluttering. Maybe your head is feeling a little lightheaded. Maybe you're getting a lot of those like high-pitched, like me in the ear, right? Those sounds in the ears. It's said that those are downloads, that those are frequencies that we're receiving that is helping us to shift and change and evolve humanity to the next level of our existence, which is essential and important. That comes direct from the sun, which also sends directions to all the flowers, all the trees, all of the plants, I guess flowers and trees are plants, all of the animals, all of the living things on this planet are given instructions through the light that comes from the sun. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's true. It just is. That's where we are given our power. We are given our directions to grow and blossom from the sun direct, which, comes, that direction comes from the creator of all that has designed it this way so that we may evolve as necessary through our natural progression of being humans, of, this part of the planet. If you hear some whining in the background, it is Blueberry who wants to leave this room, but is not allowed to right now. So you might hear some whining during the show. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really happy. Please say hello if you're here. Please drop a little note in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I know I have people in Toronto watching, family and friends over there. I have people in the States, people in Portugal. Just say where you're from. Say hi. I'd love to see you. And don't forget, please, since we're talking business right now, to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Me First Mornings on YouTube, ding that notification bell, and you'll know when the show is on. And for those of you who don't remember, it's at 9:30 every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which is Fun Fridays. Also, I have a special gift for those of you who watch the show, whether this is your first time watching or whether you watch regularly. I talk about a lot of things and sort of the system of the Me First method. Right, I talk about Me First Mornings, but it's really a method that I kind of came up with myself, and I am working on a book that is a companion guide to the show, but in the meantime, I have 5 pages of that book that are available for you to download for free that will help in your Me First Mornings journey. So it includes how to calibrate your energy, it includes the Me First Mornings ritual, it's also the quick GPS activity guide so that you can figure out what your GPS word is, and you can do your daily ABCs, which I haven't talked about since we started the show again, but that is an essential and important part of the Me First Morning routine, is doing your daily ABCs, and I will start talking about those next week and give you more details. And also, we have the simple guide to manage stress, so you can just go to bit.ly/calibrate me first. You don't have to give me your email. All you have to do is download those pages and you can start right away joining me on the show. I mean, you can join me anyway. You don't need this guide. But if you're like, what is she talking about? What's the daily ABCs? What is this GPS thing? Those 5 pages that I've included in this quick little reference guide will help you along the way. All right, so now that we're done talking business, let's get to our morning ritual together, okay? So let's do this. And I'm pulling cards today. So if you're watching and you want me to pull a card for you, well, then just let me know and we will pull some cards. Let's see, I have a new deck that I think I'm using today. I haven't used it before. Well, I haven't used it before online. It's actually a tarot deck that I'm obsessed with lately, but I'll introduce that to you after. In the meantime, let's get started with our day. Okay, so let's light our candle. And if you're watching, just say hi. Just let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're hanging. Let me know if you have any questions about today. I know we're talking about the 11/11/22. You know, today is 11/11/22, and like, why do we care, right? Well, I'm like obsessed with numbers, and so we're gonna talk about my obsession with numbers just a little bit, and then we're gonna pull cards and find out what 11/11/22 really means for us, or what do we need to know about today. All right. Good morning, Fatima. Hi. Thank you for being here. All right. So we've lit our candle. Okay. And the next step, you know, that sets the tone and the stage for our ritual. I like it. You can light a candle or not. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes I'll just, you know, if it's a really beautiful sunny day, I'll just set the intention that the sun is the light, and I just acknowledge it and say, I'm beginning, and please like light my little space. All right. I like to put the essential oils. This is where I like to put them. I always get a headache, so I like the scent over here. I like to smell it, so I put it under my nose. I use the back of my neck to sort of calm that fight or flight reflex. And of course on my hands, and you can put it on like pressure points on your wrists, wherever you feel good. And I like to take a nice deep breath so that then I can, and I do take a deep breath and really mark it, because what you want to do is you want to connect physiologically, right? You want to connect your mind and your body to this scent and to this feeling of relaxation, or to this ritual. So that way, when you're in a moment of stress, when you're in a moment of challenge, or you know, you're being triggered by something that's really like you're not quite sure how to react, or you're feeling stuck or angry or frustrated, and you want to shift your energy really quick, it can be helpful to, you know, that's why we have the candle and the essential oils, that when you smell it, it should trigger your body to relax. Because when I smell this, I'm relaxed, and that's the idea. So you want to use, you know, I like to use this specific oil. It doesn't have to be this one for you. I use sacred frankincense from Young Living, but for this, I have plenty of other oils I use for lots of other things, but I connect this one to my sacred ritual, because then this one will always be the one that calms me down, because I am training my body to recognize that scent to calm down, right? So that way, when I'm in a moment of stress, when I bring this out, even if it's just a tiny little bit, even if it's like 1 degree of a frequency calmer, it is still something that's going to contribute to making me feel better, or making me feel more calm in a situation where calm may not be available otherwise, if you understand what I mean. Okay. After that, let's take some deep breaths. Good morning, Dad. Hi, good morning. Okay, good morning to anyone who's here. I like to use my clear crystal quartz spheres to hold as I do my breaths to amplify this experience. You don't have to have clear quartz. You don't have to have crystals. But if you do have them and you do want to hold them, you can pick, there's also a million types of crystals that you can choose from, and you can choose the one that resonates most with you on this day, on each day that you do your ritual, or you can have one that you use all the time that you're like, I always am looking for strength, and so you may get a crystal that represents strength for you. You may have a crystal that represents, you know, peace, or that you may, you know, kind of inner childness, like, you know, or even personal power. If you might want to grab a carnelian, you may want to grab whatever crystal resonates with you. And if you have questions and you want to know which kind of crystals may work for you, feel free to reach out to me. This is information I'm happy to share. I'm happy to give. Send me a message. You know, book a session with me. I can help you establish this practice and help you figure out what practice might work best for you. We can do this together. Just reach out and we'll have a session together, and we'll get through this together. Okay. Oh, good morning, Mom. Hi. All right. So crystals in hand, or no crystals, that's okay too. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And when we take these 3 deep breaths, I want you to have your feet well planted on the ground, because you want to be grounded in the earth's energy. And at the same time, I want you to be open to receiving the sunlight, right, from the sky, like just receive those codes, receive that sunlight. And when that sunlight, if you want to imagine your sort of top of your head opening up, allowing the liquid sunshine to pour into the top of your head, filling your whole body with this powerful, healing, creative light. And this light is going to dissipate any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy in your body. And when you exhale, you are going to release all of those, broken up pieces that the sun dissolved. And we're just going to let it go. We're going to let it go, and we're going to ask Mother Nature, we're going to ask Mother Gaia, we're going to ask our spiritual support team to take that energy that doesn't serve us and recycle it and put it to use somewhere else. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning. All right, so let's take a deep breath together. Ready? And hold. And as you're holding, imagine that beautiful healing light dissipating any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy that does not serve you, and release. Beautiful. Now take another deep breath in. We're going to do the same thing, imagining that we are receiving the power of the sun, that beautiful liquid sunshine filling up our body, filling up our cells with that healing light, and just dissipating, dissolving anything that doesn't serve us inside. And when we exhale, we release all the things that don't serve us. Here we go. And hold. And release. Okay, last time I like to do 3 deep breaths. So you can take 3, you can take 5, you can take 20. You can meditate at this time. You can do yoga, whatever feels good for you. In our ritual in the morning on the show, this is what we're going to do to establish a quick practice that lasts like 5-10 minutes, so that even if you have no time in your day, you can join me for just this part and then go off and do whatever you need to do. I promise you, you're going to feel a little more calm, a little more centered, a little more grounded, and ready to face your day in a different way. All right, last deep breath. Let's make it count. And hold. And release. Great. Okay, so now we put the crystals down and we're going to do a little stretching, because we've now released sort of that inner energy that needs to be released, but now there's stuff that's stuck sort of in our physical body. And so the stretching, whether it's regular stretching or if you have a yoga routine, this is really good too for us to just, like any tight areas, any places in your body that feel discomfort, you want to kind of loosen it up. You want to remove the stiffness, because in that stiffness, in that discomfort lies stuck energy. We want to release everything that we can, okay? And you just kind of like do whatever stretches feel good. I just show you the stretches from like the waist up, but you can stretch your legs, you can stretch your back. There's all sorts of stretches you can do. Do this in an intuitive way. And what I mean is, like, really just close your eyes and tune in and feel where your body is asking for relief, right? Where is your body asking for relief? I came up with this beautiful idea. It's beautiful, and I'll talk about this next week. Pain is actually pay attention inside now, right? Pain is like pay attention inside now. Like focus inside right now. When you're feeling pain, there's something going on you have to pay attention to immediately. And so as we're doing this sort of stretching exercise, if there's anywhere you feel pain, I want you to focus your energy to that and just try to either stretch it out or release it as best as you can. And then if you can't, well, then you can sort of do some work after and figure out where that pain might be coming from. But that particular conversation will happen next week. All right? Okay, so now we shake it out. We did our stretching. We did all that. Beautiful. The next step in our ritual is we like to call in support, set our intentions. Ooh, boy. Nope. Calling up the video by accident. Okay, we want to set up our intentions. And what I mean by that is we want to call in for support. We want to get our GPS word. So whatever that GPS word is for you, the simple way to explain it is however you want to feel today. Like, what is the most important feeling? What do you want to bring into your day? Is it peace? Is it fun? Is it adventure? Is it spaciousness? Is it, whatever it is that you're like, God, I really need this word today, then that's your GPS word for today. That's your focus. And remember to keep it as a positive word, not like I want to be not stressed. That's not your GPS word. So then you think of, what does that mean, not being stressed? I want to feel relaxed. So that would be your GPS word. Okay, I want to feel relaxed today. So that means you have to do everything in as relaxed a way as possible. And I know that's challenging, but that is how we embody our GPS words, is we practice what we want to bring into our world, and we make it happen as best as we can in the unique challenges and situations that we're facing. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Veronica. Oh, so nice to have everybody here. All right, so let's just say, now that we have our GPS word in our mind and what we want to bring in, let's ask our spiritual support team to come in and help us. Now, I have a little prayer that I like to say, but if you have a spiritual practice or a religious practice and your own prayer that you feel connected to, then this would be the time that you say your prayer. I'll say mine to hold the space for you, but feel free to just sit in silence or say your prayer now. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his powerful violet flame burn away all the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Love it. All right. Now, we get to pull some cards and talk about 11, 11, 22. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to love this because I'm as real as they get. I have no idea why 11, 11, 22 is a portal. Aside from the fact that, the reason I'm saying this is because I read it somewhere, it was like, ooh, 11, 11, 22, powerful portal. And it was like something that I got from an email from someone that I follow that was like, join now this manifestation portal, pay to be a part of it. And I laughed to myself because I was like, of course it's a portal, of course, because it's repeating numbers. And so, we can talk about this. I've talked about this on the show before. I have a very interesting relationship with numbers, and I won't go into it, but let's just say that repeating numbers, 11, 11, 22, 22, 33, 33, 12, 12, literally any combination of number that resonates with you is a sign or a message, or can be a sign or a message. But typically, when people are on the spiritual awakening journey, or when they're starting to sort of pay attention to signs and they start to get signs, it very often comes in the form of numbers like 11, 11, or 111, or 22, 22, or these repeating numbers, 44, 44, or 444, or 222, or it doesn't have to be 4 repeats. It can be just 2 repeats. It can be whatever, right? Now, what I want to say is that those repeating numbers, because all numbers contain a frequency, they contain a power within the number. Everything contains a frequency. That's what this whole show is about, is understand that there is a frequency in absolutely everything you do in your relationship to everything. And when you adjust the frequency, and when you connect with the things in your life that you want to, then you know that you are in your right frequency, and the frequency that resonates with your essence right now. But we're always evolving and changing, and so that frequency changes. One of the things that these numbers help me with is to remind me of the power of each thing they represent, right? And if you don't know what they represent, do what I do. Go to Google and just be like, what does 1111 mean? Because there's 50 bajillion websites that tell you, right? Veronica, you always see 11111, 333, 444. Beautiful. And so here's how I've come to interpret the numbers for me, and I'm going to share it with you. Ones are always an angel number. I find that, they're all angel numbers. They're all communications from your angels, from your spiritual team. But 111 really is we are all one. We are all connected. Your team is always with you, so you're never alone. So that 111 is the power of one, the power of oneness, right? So if you see that number, it's like you're not alone. You're okay. We're we're all the same, we're all connected. And so it's a reminder of your spiritual connection. It's a reminder of that light. We all come from the one, right? The one creator, the one omnipotent being that, holds us all, So that's ones. And twos, right? And I'm speaking about 111 and 222 because today is 11/11/22, 2022. And so the twos is about balance. And it's also about partnership. And I find that especially in the universe, when you think about partnership with the universe, it's all about co-creating and manifesting. But it's also about duality, right? And duality is such an interesting topic because it's about like connecting to, like all your wholeness, right? Because you can be, feeling good and also feel heaviness, right? There's this duality of like you can be good and you can be bad. And I use quotes because, that's just our ego makes a meaning about what good and bad means, but really it's just making decisions or even being in a frequency that connects to something. And what we need to learn is how to embrace it all, how to accept it all, how to witness all of it, and be able to and allow it to exist all within this beautiful ball of energy that we live on, right? Like good and bad exists together and has this beautiful playfulness with it because it's all about perspective. What is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. In situations with certain nuances, things can change, and it's important for you to understand that. And I tell you this in the sense of judgment and shame and guilt. When you're judging yourself or others, when you're feeling guilty or when you're feeling shame about choices or about things in your life, remember that there is balance in the universe, that these things exist for a reason, that it's not that you're necessarily wrong about something, it's just that there is something there that needs to be healed, and you can do it when you work with the universe and trust and surrender your path to what may come, but staying always in alignment with your true self, with your true essence, which is always connected to God or to spirit or to whatever higher power that you believe in, because that is the energy that runs through us, the power of creation, the power of love, the ultimate power is in here, always in here, and lives through us, through our actions of love, through our actions of compassion, through our actions of kindness. And so we need to cultivate that. So I find that that's really important for a day like today, is to keep in mind that number one, we are all connected to the most powerful being, the omnipotent one who created this whole space for us to play in. And number two, that we can work together to create a life that we want. We can step forward and be the instruments of love and peace and compassion that we are meant to be in this world, even when it's awful, even when we're being challenged, even when it feels like everything's going to shit. You are the light, baby. You are the light. Right? So let's use that energy to do good things in the world. All right. So what is this energy telling us? I've been going over in my show, and I can't go over too much. I have to work today. So, all right, here we go. I am going to pull a card from this awesome deck. This deck that I have, it's a tarot deck, and it's a This Might Hurt Tarot Guidebook by Isabella Rotman. I'm like obsessed with this deck. I don't use tarot cards very often, but I have learned to play with this deck. It is beautiful. The images and the art is just like my style, and also it's really inclusive. It's really multicultural, very gender fluid. Everyone is represented in this deck, and it makes me feel like good to use it, right? And it doesn't feel so daunting and scary like those old medieval ones. Mind you, I don't mind that. I kind of like that, like the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is kind of fun, which, is the first deck that, sort of is the staple of tarot cards. But I really like this one, and I've been using it a lot. So let's see what the energy says about 11/11/22. So I'm asking the guides, what do we need to know about 11/11/22? tell us and guide us in what we need to focus on. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's see. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this. Okay, so the card that I pulled up is the Fool. All right, it's the 0 card. I always tell you guys the numbers. The Fool. And what is the Fool card? Well, if you guys know tarot, the Fool is like, you know, the beginning of the journey. Very often it's like associated with like, you know, sort of like that young, youthful spirit, like setting out, you know, like recently graduated from college, or, you know, like stepping into something fresh and new with excitement and a little bit of naivete, right? Where you're like, you're not quite sure what's coming, but that lack of knowledge serves you because you're allowed to play. It's like you're off to an adventure. You don't know what to expect, but you don't really care, right? And this is the card that represents all of us, right? The Fool card is the journey that that we all take in the major arcana. We have major arcana, we have minor arcana, but this is the journey. The Fool takes the journey and goes through life, and it's a reminder to be childlike. It's a reminder to step into today with open eyes and open possibilities. Open yourself up to what can show up at your door. Open yourself up to what surprises may lie in your path, right? And even when things seem scary or daunting, be open to the fact that it is leading you to the beautiful life that you deserve. Right? And I love that. I love that this was the Fool, that the Fool's card was the first card today. All right. I have time for maybe 2-3 cards at the most because I got to roll. So if anybody wants me to pull a card for them, Veronica, are you still here? I'll pull a card for you. I think you would appreciate this deck. I don't know if I've pulled a card for you from this deck, but just let me know if you're still watching and you would like a card. I'll do the first 3 people that just drop me an emoji and say me. Yes, I knew you'd want a card, Veronica. All right, so Veronica, you'll be first, and I can do 2 more today. And for anyone who's watching, and I don't have time to pull a card for you, but you'd like to have a session, I mean, I would do more than 1 card in my sessions. We usually sit down and kind of, you know, ask a question that might be a little bit more directed to what you want to know in life right now, and I'll guide you through. So, you know, just reach out to me privately, send me a message. And I'll let you know. It's Kaylee's birthday today. That's right. She's a November baby. Happy birthday, Kaylee. That's right. Oh, Scorpio power. Eleanor, you'll be right after Veronica. All right. Also a Scorpio baby. I got Scorpios all up in my business. Love them. All right. I love you all, actually. I love all signs, astrological signs. I do not discriminate. I love this card for you, Veronica. It is number 3. Now, it is the Empress. Oh, my goodness. I love this card for you. So now, I'm going to take, and I like to read what's in the book for the Empress because, you know, with tarot cards, it's a little bit different well, it's not different, but I like to read the meanings of the cards because they're important. And I don't always remember the exact meanings, but I know the Empress is awesome and perfect for you because, so look at this card. So I'm going to show you the card while I read it. Okay, now it says the Empress sits surrounded by nature, grain grows at her feet, linking her to the cycles of the earth, the harvest, and the goddess Demeter, which is the Roman goddess of Ceres. The sign of Aphrodite, Roman Venus, is carved on the stump beneath her. Her crown bears 12 stars for the signs of the zodiac. Poetically put, she wears the universe as her jewelry. Look at that. Such a beautiful card. The Empress embodies the warmer aspects of the feminine archetype. She is the nurturer. She is abundance. She represents gentleness and connection to nature as well as both motherly and romantic love. Despite the fact that these qualities are clearly ideas about women written by men and do not at all describe a multidimensional person, the Empress represents something quite grand. Whether we're discussing her as a mother, a lover, or a connection to nature, there is one brilliant common thread, a wholehearted and unreserved approach to life. I love this. So it says here, in some readings, the Empress may specifically be a stand-in for your mother, a maternal figure in your life, or the mother of your children. In a more general sense, the Empress urges you to live passionately as she does. Love your partners as children, all children, not as children. Freudian slip, maybe, Veronica. The earth and yourself live deeply, kindly, and with unconstrained feeling. Context will determine what living passionately means to you. Now, why I love this card for you, Veronica, because I think that this really does embody your essence. You like, and I think that what it means for you today is for you to connect with nature and really have as much joy as possible today. Do things that bring you joy, whether it's in nature or without. And I think it's totally fitting, of course, that it is, you know, your little one's birthday today, and so you get to celebrate being a mother to her today. That's a celebration in itself, because, you know, we celebrate the birth of the person who's birthed, but it's also a celebration for the mother who birthed that child, because regardless of whether it's the first, the second, or the third, as in Kaylee's case, that is it's a representation of the mother becoming then the mother of 3, and then becoming a mother, in your case, of a girl, which is so important. And that the Empress card came for you. This is about you and Kaylee connecting today, and figuring out what it means to be a woman in this world today, and how you can be feminine and strong and define femininity for you and the next generation, which is Kaylee. Most definitely, my GPS word is fun. Really? That's awesome. Well, so then you need, look, the angels are telling you got to go out and have some fun today. So I really, really hope that you have an awesome, awesome day. That's wonderful. And happy birthday. Give a big squeeze to Kaylee for me. And I'll talk to you later. All right. And so, Eleanor, you are next. And I have time for one more if anybody's left after Eleanor. So just let me know if you would like. Here we go. So I'm going to I haven't used this deck on the show, but I do love it, and I really, really do. It's so much fun. All right. Okay. Eleanor, let's see what special guidance is for you today. So what does Eleanor need to focus on today on this 11-11-22 portal, as they say? Ooh, that card came out. I think that's for you. Interesting. So here we go. This is the Emperor. We had like Empress and Emperor back to back. Let's see here. Number 4. There we go. The Emperor. Now this is interesting because the Emperor, of course, is, you know, the counterpart to the Empress, right? And where the Empress is all in nature and in, you know, sort of that goddess, divine feminine energy and playfulness and that receiving energy, the Emperor is all about business. The Emperor is like, it's about all the things that maybe we don't like to do. Dotting the I's, crossing the T's. And I know you well enough, Eleanor, to know that you don't shy away from being, you know, the organizer, for being structured, for taking the steps that you need to take. So I find it interesting that this card comes up for you today, because I know that you are actually really good at organizing. So it's not so much a reminder that that's what you need to do, but there must be something in your life that you need to sort of plan for. And I think that this 11-11-22 energy, I think it's connected to your manifesting. So if there's something coming up, if you have an idea that is coming up for you of a next step, and I'm not sure if it's in a personal sense or if it's in a business sense, but there's a next step that's coming, and so there's a few sort of business aspects, right, like taking care of business aspects that you need to focus on today. And this is going to be to clarify the details of what's coming in the future, right? And so you're launching a new program in your business. Well, doesn't that make sense? Okay, so this really is, I want you to sit with a little bit. I want you to, you know, yes, do some imagining for the manifesting part, but also I find that even more so than the visualizing aspect, I like to write things down and put it on paper and be like, I see this happening. This is what I want. So if you haven't yet really detailed your expectations or the process for the program, this is a beautiful day to do that. Or if you have already done it, it's a beautiful day to review it and to make sure that you've sort of taken care of those details in order for you to launch this in a beautiful, powerful, and successful way. So there you go, the Emperor's for you. And I'm going to read you a little bit of what it says because, like I said, I always like to read what it says, especially in the tarot cards, because they're so specific. So, here we go. I'm going to read this part. Okay, I'm going to read you just a little part in here. The natural world is chaotic and dangerous, and the structures built and enforced by society protect us from the chaos. At worst, the emperor represents a constrictive hierarchy that many of us recognize as systemically racist, sexist, and classist. Progressively, we can choose to read the emperor as a civilization that can be democratically shaped for the better. In readings, the emperor often represents your father or a father figure. He may also represent any authority figure who holds power over you, a boss, a cop, a soldier. The emperor could also represent a masculine or romantic partner, especially if there's a power imbalance in the relationship in situational readings. The emperor urges you to stand up for yourself, assert leadership, create structure, and think rationally through a situation. Now, what's coming to me, just as I read that, is I want to say to you, what's coming to me is to make sure that you are planning out this program in a way that resonates with who you are. So, like, don't over deliver on things. Make sure that you are valuing your time and your energy, and that you are taking care of yourself in this program. So it's not just about getting your clients, which can sometimes represent that masculine energy, sort of like that salesy energy, that serving your clients energy. But remember that you have to, yes, serve your clients and do what's best and right for them, but you also have to set the boundary to make sure that you are not depleting yourself and that you are not over giving, and therefore creating an energy that will eventually end in resentment because you're giving so much and maybe not charging enough, or you're putting yourself in a position that doesn't feel good. So all the decisions you make about your business have to be in alignment with your GPS word and with who you want to be right now in your life and who you hope to be in the future, because we're trying to embody that future energy into the present so that we can sort of practice, right? That's what it's all about. It's like, oh, I want to be successful in the future. I'm going to bring that success and bring it here. So when I'm successful, I'm not going to work 24 hours 7 because I'm going to be successful, so I won't feel the need to do that. So when I'm successful, I'm going to work 3 days a week, right? So that's an example. So that means that right now you have to figure out how to work 3 days a week and how to make it lucrative and good for you and productive for you, right? If that's your dream for the future, you have to do it now. Maybe you start at 5 days a week, right? And then you reduce it as you feel more confident. So that's my, excuse me. That's what I'm getting for you. All right. So thank you so much, Eleanor. Thank you for being here. Okay, last one, Lynn. I will do you, and then I gotta run. Excuse me. Woo! Drink a little moon water. Look at this. I made this like lunar eclipse water. I'm gonna be drinking it for days. I say I'm drinking it for days because I do that on purpose. I always feel like that lunar eclipse or even the moon energy when I make moon water. I'm like, it feels so intense. I want to drink it over days to let my body slowly release the things that I need to release. Because, sometimes when things go too fast, you get a little dizzy. All right, so Lina, what are the cards saying to you? What do you need to keep in mind on this 11/11/22 day for you? Bum, ba-da-bum. All right, and for those of you still watching, if you did not get a reading today and would like one, please feel free to reach out to me privately. I'm happy to do a reading, and we'll do that. All right, Lina, look at this. This is like, okay, so what do you need to focus on today? So this is the card that came up for you. It's not a pretty card, but you don't have to worry because we're in a time of transformation, okay? So this is the number 3, and it is the 3 of Swords. All right, now the 3 of Swords represents, well, I'll tell you, swords are, here we go. The suit of Swords is associated with air. Swords are cards of the mind. They've got seriously cool, calculated, and harsh vibes. The suit of Swords is driven by thought and often tends to deal with decision-making, intellectual pursuits, planning, and analyzing. And this is according to the book. I often think of each sword card as a thought. Many of the sword cards are glyphs for overthinking, madness, or thoughts of conflict. The suit of swords stands in contrast to the suit of cups and suggests that choices are being made with the head over the heart. So the cups is all about emotion. All right, now let's go to the swords. And this looks scary, but now here it is. So this is the heartbreak card, okay? This is what it says. So the Three of Swords talks about heartbreak, and very often, like I said, these are things of the mind. So it is, I feel that we're in the energy of things where it's like heartbreak can come from the realization that things are not the way we thought. And I feel that this is strongly kind of a reference for you, and I hope that this is helpful. But it's like a disappointment where it's like you thought something was happening, something you believed that there was something going on, and in fact it's very different from what you imagined. That can be one of the things, and often even that is like a belief that you have adopted of the way you think that things are, and then realizing that it's not that way, and sort of you become disillusioned and disappointed in something that had come from your expectations. And so one of the things that I help people with, and I remind people when you see something like this, is really releasing the expectation. And that also includes releasing the expectation of what you think that heartbreak means, or that whether it's a heartbreak, whether it's disappointment and disillusionment that comes with news or something you experience. Remember that these things happen and things fall apart or things change in order for you to evolve as a person. It is about all of us evolving as humans. And whatever it is that's happening that may be heavy on your heart is only temporary. And it is simply sort of a step that you need to go through in order to get to the other side. And on the other side is the evolved version of you, is that version of you that's closer to the things that you want most. But it can be disappointing to sort of lose things or people along the way. It can even be relationships. It could be a friendship that you thought was one thing, and things have changed, or you start to see things from a different perspective, and that changes, and it breaks our heart because we have these expectations that we hold about our relationships, these expectations that we hold about our life, about our career, about the things and the places we imagine ourselves to be. And so the feeling I get from this for you, Lynna, is that there is going to be a disappointment, but it's not necessarily, it's just a process that you need to go through. It is not necessarily bad news or terrible news. It is a process that's part of your evolution for you to sort of let go of the things that are not working for you anymore. Those things that you're like, I'm sick of this, I'm tired of this. Sometimes we encounter these heartbreak moments because they help us to heal that part of our life so that we can move on and release any anger, resentment, or things that aren't working for us, and we can step forward into the life that we really, really want and that we truly deserve. Okay, I am done for today. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Me First Mornings on YouTube. I think I said that. I am here every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. to help you create a ritual that works for you every day so that you can handle the challenges that come your way. If you want a reading, if you want support, feel free to reach out to me, send me a message, and I will send you a link to my calendar and we'll get right to work. I love you all. Don't forget, you are the light. Go out there and shine. I'll see you soon.